Welcome to Undoctrinated. My name is Tim. Before we get started, hit subscribe. Before you realize you hate this video, click the bell thingy also. I don't know why, but everybody and their mother on YouTube says hit the bell thing. I'm not sure what that does, but click that.
That's the notification. So anytime you upload a video, they get a notification on their phone. Like, hey, so-and-so just uploaded a video.
All right. Yeah, this is Undoctrinated. I'm sitting here with my co-host, TJ.
Hey.
Natalie.
Hello, everybody.
Our last episode I was really excited about, and I spent about a week afterwards thinking about how we were going to follow that amazing episode with Bruce Jingles. Thanks again to Bruce for coming on.
Yeah.
And I think that we have figured out a very good way of following that. We've got hip-hop artist Brian here.
Hey, Mike the Middleman, everybody.
That's right. And horror filmmaker, Mike Santana.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on.
All right.
I appreciate you setting up all this video equipment to get us a video feed finally. This should be really fun. How long have you been making films, Mike?
I started in 1995.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm old. What happened was out of high school, I graduated in 92. So, no, actually it was 94 I started, yeah. So I started borrowing camcorders from my neighbors, and I still have some of the videos. We did boxing videos and things. I used to edit with 2 VCRs back then, so I'd have to rent a VCR from Blockbuster Video along with the VCR I had, and I had a little mixer that would fade in and out. It was just kind of a little lever.
That's so cool.
And I would type up the credits and then film the credits,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were pretty awful, but they were awesome, looking back at them now. But, 1994.
How much easier is it to edit video now than back then?
Compared to back then, it's a whole hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole hell of a lot,
My uncle used to have a old school, probably around 1995, he used to do video editing himself. He used to have some of that equipment, and he let me use it for school projects and stuff every once in a while. So I'm a little bit familiar with how the process is with the 2 VCRs and editing onto VHS. And
that's easier
pain in the
now.
ass, but
I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I mean, to be fair though, I mean now there's much more of a dynamic in editing, so there's a lot more layers I think now versus 2 VCRs. So it just depends how you look at it. I mean, it was a lot more technical back then because you really didn't have a control, so you really had to pinpoint where you want your cuts, and those won't even come out right, so. But now it's a lot. I have 2 monitors, so I can at least see and control most of it,
How does it benefit you to have two monitors as opposed to one?
Because I can, whatever I'm cutting, if I'm cutting something and on the right, like the finished product is going to be on the right whole monitor, right? So on the left monitor would be, all the timelines, audio timelines, filters. So for me, it helps me because I can blow that up, and my vision is just getting worse, it seems like.
Okay.
So the bigger, the better, I can see, okay, that's cool. Oh, I missed that, vice versa. I didn't see that. So it helps me out,
More of a visual aspect.
Correct.
Thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You said you started recording boxing videos. Is that what you said?
Yeah, my little brothers, we'd have like the kids in the neighborhood, we would have, fake boxing matches, you know what I mean? Based on Rocky.
Cool.
And I'd have like the Rocky soundtrack in the back. And
How fun.
yeah.
Do you still have those videos?
Yeah, somewhere.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, I'll have to pull them out. We did like action stuff. I'd have like sprinkler line, like the conduit, PVC pipe. I'd cut that up, paint it red, duct tape it so it resembled dynamite, and then I cut that out and then splice in a movie where there's an explosion. I mean, it was awful.
That is cool, though.
That's cool.
It's like the
neat.
Steamboat Mickey of Mike Santana's
Exactly.
career.
There it is. Yeah. So it's fun, It's stressful, but it's
Now, was that like in New York or was that out here?
Oh, here. I was just born in New York. I grew up out here, yeah.
Okay.
How many films have you created?
Features, I did one feature. That was great. As far as shorts, a lot. I can't even. I've done stuff for other people too. I don't know. Probably in the 20s. I mean, that's a lot for me. Maybe close to 30. You know, if you count music videos, interviews, now podcasts, so it's racking up. So maybe in the 30s,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Because these are I mean, these are feature length. You know, if you consider what the parameters are, and 72 minutes and on. I mean, these can go an hour, and you still got to cut and splice all these. So yeah, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the 6th podcast I've worked on. I think something like that. So
Yeah, I love your podcast also. So
Yeah,
that should be
super
mentioned.
good.
You're also the host of 2S, the Horror Quarters podcast.
correct.
Follow
yeah.
them.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That derived from well, actually, I was watching Brian's podcast
Follow
first.
his too.
Yeah, we'll get to his in a second. And I go, you know what? Why not use my horror collection? You know, all my masks and things for a backdrop. That's a cool set. You know, I can
Yeah.
light it
Yeah.
different,
Cool.
and we can just chop up horror and indie horror, and it keeps us all creative. Keeps all the creative juices flowing. Keeps us all bridged together. Now we're bridged with you guys, and we're just gonna keep building. You know.
Nice. You have a podcast too, Brian?
So I did a podcast. I listen to podcasts all the time, like one of my favorite things, and I'm a big fan of listening instead of like viewing or whatever. So I did a test podcast, and what he's talking about, it was like a test podcast with two of my other buddies that I knew we could probably talk for like hours and hours. I'm like, oh, we could talk 3-4 hours easy, make up stupid stories or whatever. So what I started doing is I just started teasing on Instagram, just like a minute. Like I was doing like a minute podcast because I didn't think. What I did was I recorded the sound through Pro Tools because I also do music or whatever, but I couldn't kind of find the way to make it look right, whatever. So I was just leaking it just or whatever. And then that's when Mike came. He was like, oh, you know, I want to do the horror podcast. Like, oh, definitely, let's jump on that and check it. You know, so we do that, and then in return, not return or whatever, like I guess in conjunction, like, oh, let's do the hip hop podcast too. It's like, oh, all right, then cool, whatever. So
That's so cool.
We've been kind of doing that, whatever. And like you said, it keeps us super busy. Like I like keeping busy. Every weekend I've only had like 1 week in the last like maybe I want to say 3 months. 1 weekend I sat at home or whatever. So it keeps me always moving, always getting out, always doing stuff like that. And I just kind of like the production side of stuff too. So I like seeing projects get done.
So your podcast is a hip hop podcast?
Yeah, we're gonna focus on underground hip hop, elements of hip hop, graffiti art, DJing, MCing, b-boy, and all that stuff. We're gonna actually bring the elements because I'm a strong believer that hip hop is like one of the greatest cultures ever, but only the MCs get to shine. And I'm a big fan of like the graffiti artists, and I'm a big fan of the b-boys and doing that. So I want to showcase that a little more. Yeah, the break dancers. I want to showcase a lot of that because I think a lot of it gets forgotten. Like we have graffiti videos that Mike's actually cut for us as well, where the graffiti artist points something like this, like so like amazing. I'm like, man, this should really be highlighted. He's like a true artist, like a real true artist.
Yeah.
So it really should be highlighted more in hip hop. I mean, the rappers, don't get me wrong, you gotta love, listen to music and everything too. But I just love, I just love the whole elements. I like hip hop as a whole round, whatever. So I want to showcase that.
A lot of art involved.
Yeah,
for sure.
Nice.
Through and through. Even
Yeah.
in the fashion now today.
True.
So what's your favorite horror movie, Mike?
I consider my favorite movie, and I consider it horror, is Jaws, the original Jaws.
You don't consider that just like a regular blockbuster, the first summer blockbuster?
It is scary as fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's also yeah. I think it was actually the very first one, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all subjective. To me, that's definitely horror, at least in my mind. So
All right.
that was always, and it still is.
It is horrifying.
Yeah, my favorite
Big old
favorite
shark.
film,
Yeah.
and
That's great. All right.
Do the
I like
sequels
Jaws.
hold up for you?
absolutely not.
No.
The second one is doable. Third one, the 3D, is awful. The fourth one, I don't know if you guys saw that one, Jaws the
No.
Revenge. That's where the shark follows the family to the Bahamas. So think about the concept. Seriously, it's. I mean, I've watched it a million times, but so.
Are they sure it was the same shark? No.
Well, it was offspring of the shark that got blown up. So that mom would have
okay.
to tell its kids, right? Hey, they're going to be flying to the Bahamas, and the concept was terrible. But I've watched it a million times, but Jaws. Yeah, the sequel's they're not that good. 2 holds up.
So if Jaws is the bar, right? Between the sequels of Jaws and Sharknado, where does Sharknado fall under Jaws and between Jaws 2 and 3D? And
I have not seen those, man.
What is Sharknado?
it's ridiculous. It's,
But they're very successful, right?
oh yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like slapstick, right? Of the shark movies or whatever.
Yeah.
you need those every now. You need your
Yeah.
Naked Gun 2.5, those shark movies every now. You need that every now.
How's the Sharknados?
I haven't seen them.
No.
No, that looks stupid.
They're super
Yeah.
corny. I've seen a little bit of. They're super corny, but
Yeah.
it's kind of meant to be that way, though. You know.
I
Kinda,
hear that.
A really corny movie, kind of like that I actually really liked was Snakes on a Plane.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, that
was a
was a
good
funny
one.
movie.
Sam,
You
right?
consider that horror?
I'm scared of snakes, so I guess it's more of like a horror comedy. I guess maybe you can
Yeah.
throw it in there.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
gonna
Yeah.
say it's kind of like a little funny, like
Yeah.
comedy.
Right.
what
So-
constitutes as horror for you then? What do you think is like the criteria?
Well, I think.
I know it's subjective, but
Yeah, exactly. So I think, when you say horror, it's got to be, Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers, those
Sure.
things. But for me, horror films can be any type of shit I'm afraid of, is horror.
So
to me.
paranormal
Right.
and stuff too?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Do you go as far back as like Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh, love Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Love Hitchcock.
Isn't that what your ringtone is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Psycho, right?
Psycho, yeah.
Yeah.
Hitchcock's my
Oh,
guy,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite directors between him and Michael Mann. But yeah, I love me some Hitchcock.
Yeah, I do love Psycho. My mom used to play that movie out though. Like, she'd literally
she's
play it on a
obsessed.
loop all day
Really?
long. She'd be out in the living room, like just sleeping, and have the TV on like full blast,
Awesome.
Yeah.
playing Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first met
Really?
him, I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on in here? What is this?
1960,
Yeah.
man. Wow. Yeah, that still holds up to me, man.
Absolutely.
That's
Quality
creative
It's a great
filmmaking,
movie.
though. That's a lot of because a lot of that's actual like physical filmmaking.
Yeah.
It's not like added in afterwards. I like kind of like
Yeah, it's all practical
yeah,
shit.
I like
yeah.
kind of like that when they have to kind of think outside, or outside the box. So you have to think of a way to make it look visual on camera without the
Right.
technology.
Exactly.
That's kind of those guys are kind of like even ahead of their time at that. Whatever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite horror icon of any movie besides the shark?
Oh, Michael Myers. Yeah.
You take him over Jason?
Yeah. Take him over Freddy, all them guys.
Where do the Halloween movies rank?
For me, 1 and the original 2
Yeah.
are the top 2. Like this
As far as
last
the Halloween series, those are your
Right.
favorite. How do the Halloween movies rank amongst other horror films to you?
I'd put him up there pretty high, man. To me, I mean, Michael was more of when he's done right, he's more of, yeah, he's supernatural, but he's more human than to me a Jason Voorhees would be, or Freddy Krueger, But Michael Myers always, as a kid, scared me because, a good friend of mine told me, Michael, that mask, when you look at that mask, at least from the original, from the first and the second, it's like being killed by nothing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
there's
true.
there's
I
no
could see that for sure.
there's no thought process, there's no feeling, it's just that blank face, and it always scared me as a kid,
Right.
It is
Right.
scary.
Yeah.
For sure.
So back
Creepy.
to some of your projects. I kind of got that same feeling from the feature film Gray that you did.
Oh, Gray. Yeah.
And I wanted to know a little bit more about that. What year did you guys? What year did the process for Gray start?
Gray started, there's a short that I did on Gray, a 30-minute short. That's black and white. And I cut some of that into the feature that we did in 2014. So the original Gray was in 2009. And we didn't want to do anything different. We didn't want to be any creative. We said, let's just make a slasher, man, with the masked man. I wasn't trying to do anything different, outside of having the killer, a black guy, instead of, a white dude. That would probably be the only thing that was different about it. My friend of mine's 6'6", so we used him as the killer. But outside of
It's
that,
gonna be you, maybe.
yeah,
I didn't meet him until after.
I didn't meet him until after, and I met him. Like, man, I could have used you for Gray, man.
Yeah, I didn't meet him until after Gray. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that started in 2009, and then my buddy was like, let's try to reboot it. Which we're talking about doing another one now, but I don't know. That was such a headache, but. So we rebooted it we started in about 2013, finished in 2014, something like that. That took probably about a year to complete,
In its entirety, the whole process was a year.
Maybe a little longer, but as far as filming and getting all
It's
that.
a lot of work.
Yeah, overdubs.
Were you involved in the writing?
A little bit on the second one. Phil Wang wrote it for us. We gave him kind of what we wanted, but he created the storyline and all that, so
Nice.
kudos to him on that. The original one I wrote, and that was the 30 minutes.
Okay. What was the hardest part about creating Gray?
That there's no money involved, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's kind of hard to, not that having money is gonna guarantee success on a film, but it
can be quite motivating.
yeah. Well, not so much money
help
for
out too.
Right.
It's
Right.
A lot of things.
facilitation.
right. Not so much money from my
Yeah.
pocket. Money for hey, you guys got to come out from LA. We need you here 3 nights. Here's a hotel. You know, we can't do any of that. You know, unfortunately. So, you know, the actors and everybody were really hard working on that project to keep coming out, and also they have their own other projects they're doing. So a lot of
Yeah,
people's
so
hair.
it's hard to find people that are willing to do that
Yeah.
stuff too. So
Yeah, I mean their hair is going to change.
Right.
You know, if we can't,
Yeah.
if I got to work next weekend, we can't shoot next weekend. I mean, it's really a process. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, and like I said, they have their own stuff they're doing. That you know, they've got work on the side, so they can't always be there when I'm ready, and vice versa. So, keeping that together was the hardest part for me. Mm-hmm. You know.
What's your favorite part about making a feature film like that? Is it directing, editing?
Directing and editing.
Yeah.
Directing and editing. I do more editing because that's by nature that's more time consuming, but directing and editing are my 2 top things to do. You know, so
now, how many of your films are you actually like starring in? We watched one last night, and I thought it was you, but I was like, I think that's him, but I don't know.
We didn't. I
boot
think the
camp?
one thing we saw you in was boot camp. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe
Which
that
is
was it.
a music video.
yeah, boot camp.
You were like the driver. I
Yes,
think.
and
Yes.
that's inspired by the movie Heat. So as you can see by our blue jumpsuits, we didn't get an ambulance; we got a U-Haul. So that whole concept of getting that vehicle to bring our people over to that house was inspired by Heat. I mean, everything, the gunfire, inspired by Michael Mann and Heat and De Niro. I love that movie, so that's where that came about. And I wasn't even supposed to be in that. I had a friend of mine that canceled out, so I took that role and pretty much held the camera in front of me as I walked. On a lot of
that's
that.
cool.
So you gotta do what you have to do to
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah,
you know,
finish.
so
Couldn't
Yeah.
even tell that you were walking with a camera.
yeah, I just
One thing that it kind of reminded me of that the film boot camp film music video was Michael Jackson used to do like extended length
Sure.
videos for some
Sure.
of his songs like Smooth Criminal.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of brought me back to
Yeah.
that. I used to be a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
Kind of still am, but
right.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
but yeah, that's what I thought was kind of cool about it was
Mm-hmm.
was you get that film experience from that with the music video involved.
Yeah, I like to do that. Boot camp originally was just supposed to be a video, but I wanted to make it more of cinematic. You know what I mean? Have
Yeah.
a little more story to it, and you can even take that and build that now if you wanted
right.
to do that. And that's what we did with Under the Underground with
Right.
your music video. We made it longer. You know, I think we went about 15 minutes, where you can have more substance to it, more layers. You know.
Yeah, actually, the way he did it or Under the Underground, the way he filmed it, like comes out incredible to me. It's because I had a vision. I told him that's when I told him I was like, I want you to start it from the like where the film's gonna start and begin at the same time, whatever, and like breaking it down the way he did it and the rewind sequences and all that stuff. I was like, whoa! And I think I was telling everybody before, I watched it about 2,000 times, so I can't stop not watching it over and over again, just seeing his movies. Like,
That's
I just
so
can't,
cool.
it's a great little film. I mean, man, the way he puts his stuff, like I think that's kind of, I don't know whatever put in, but I think it's kind of like your wheelhouse though. Like honestly,
Oh, thanks.
Like the boot camp urges, the boot camp, and then like our Under the Underground is kind of like the street kind of like gritty type of, I don't know whatever, but like really knocks us out the park. You know what I mean? Like just
Takes talent, like a
crushes
certain
out,
eye
yeah.
for that stuff. Not everybody can just go and
Oh, thank you.
create stuff like that.
I do a lot of
I wouldn't
horror.
be able to.
I do a lot of horror stuff, but honestly, I'd like to do more stuff like Heat and Den of Thieves,
yeah.
more street,
Yeah.
you know,
The Wire.
or The Wire, or even movies like Collateral, just more
I hear you.
night stuff, you know.
Right.
But horror seems to be more accessible for me anyway,
Yeah.
you know, because it's not so much easier. But I can't go in the LA street and have a gun battle. You know,
Right.
you got to do, if you really want to get involved and do these things, you have to do like what you guys are doing here. We're doing it here in the fucking house.
Yeah.
It's what you do. You know what I mean? Or you just don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Gotta get up off your ass one way or
right.
another, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's my view on that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Gray, it gets shit on a lot. Oh, it's low budget. Well, it is low budget. You know,
Yeah.
you just got to go.
So
do
is
it.
Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there were
Yeah.
plenty of,
That's
low
true,
budget
yeah.
is not a, there's either substance there or there's not.
Right.
You know?
And you just got to keep working harder.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Have you been to that? What is that? The Sundance Festival?
No.
Get your stuff over
You
there.
got to get
That'd be
invited
great.
to that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully one
They
day.
turned down
Yeah.
under the underground. I did try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sundance, you missed out.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
For sure. I see a couple different aspects to your horror films, and that like in Walls and Playset, you've got more of a paranormal feel to what's going on there. But in like Blue Room, it's more like of a diabolical killer type thing you got going on. And then to me, Gray was kind of a combination of the two. Do you have that same feeling, or was the villain in Gray, was that what you were going for, like a paranormal plus diabolical killer?
Blue Room was actually written by a friend of mine, totally unrelated to Gray or anything. Like he wrote something. He came over to my house once and he saw everything inside's blue. He wrote a script, and I pretty much took everything he wrote. So that wasn't any kind of relation to Gray,
Right.
know? But I did want to keep it dark and everything, like Gray, I guess, like some of the aspects of Gray. So
Do you believe in ghosts?
I want to believe that I believe in ghosts. If that makes sense. I kind of.
But no personal experiences?
No, I don't think so, man. Nothing with me personal. People have told me stuff has gone on in my house, but I haven't seen it. You know?
Right. What's when you're trying to come up with a concept for your film, what are you more likely to be geared toward? Is it something like a ghost story, or are you into zombies, vampires, anything like that?
I'm more ghost. I'm more what you can't see, I guess. My recent short, Playset, you didn't see anything. So I think what you don't see is zombies don't really do it for me.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
The video game is fun.
Yeah, stuff like that's fun. But for me,
But that's enough.
I like a contained, kind of claustrophobic type of stories where zombies are, they're kind of like all over the place. So I don't really get into those.
I feel the same way about vampires too, for the most part.
Okay. Not a Twilight fan or anything?
Yeah, I'm not so much into vampires. I can go for zombies, mostly just because of like the apocalyptic aspect
like
of
28
that.
Days Later or something.
I do love that
That's cool.
movie. Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
But that's what I liked about Playset. It was really thought provoking.
Thanks.
Kind of leaves a lot to the imagination, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it does have that paranormal aspect to it that you don't really know exactly what's going on. It can be interpreted in multiple ways.
Right. Exactly.
And I noticed you shoot in various locations. How far do you travel to shoot, or what's the furthest you've gone to shoot?
Paris might have been. I don't know. I can't think of anything. Well, I mean, we did those interviews in Simi Valley.
Oh yeah.
Those are more of documentary stuff. So we we have been pretty far.
Okay.
For the most part, I shoot at my house. Like Playset is his playset, my son's
that's
playset.
cool.
So that's inspired from just looking out, locking my back door every night. I look out and I see that. So I just thought let's do something.
That's a good
with that,
idea.
you know?
That's a good concept.
Backyards are creepy at night.
Yeah.
I always
can
feel
be.
like we always keep our blinds like open, and like
Yeah.
I'll be sitting here and I'm just like, sometimes I don't know. I'm just like, what? Look out there. It's like a creepy shed. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
your mind will
just-
do that to you.
Has your
Yeah.
son watched Playset?
Yeah.
Does it freak him out? Make him scared to go out there at night and play?
No. No. He watches a lot of horror stuff. I don't show him the killing, but I'll
Yeah.
show him the lurking and the stalking
Yeah.
and the cool stuff, I guess.
Right. Was Gray mostly and entirely shot in Paris?
Yeah, Paris and Menifee. The short was shot in Moreno Valley, mostly.
Right.
Just people I know, houses that people have. Hey, can I film there? Cool
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah. And you see some wildlife in Gray. That was just, you said that was just there on that property. It happened to be there.
That turtle was there. The snake, I caught the tail end of it.
They add a nice touch to it, I thought,
Yeah.
including those in the
so
movie.
cool.
There's that place out there is so dangerous. I mean, we don't have insurance or nothing to be out there. I mean, there's guys out there that just walk through. They're shooting out there.
I would have
People just,
got scared if
yeah.
I seen a snake. I'd be like, oh, don't bite
It's
me.
dangerous,
Like,
man. Dangerous business, man.
yeah.
I've been shooting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they shut it down, or from what I heard, they shut down that little I don't know. It's like an underground shooting range. They
out in the
going on
hills
out there. It's not official, but yeah, people like
it can be dangerous.
hundreds of people go out there and shoot.
Crazy.
I think they shut it down because people weren't picking up their shells.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Yeah.
But they used to let it just go on. Yeah, so Undoctrinated began like basically about a year ago. That's when we got together, started brainstorming ideas of what we'd like to do, and basically just talking about doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And then TJ started bringing his mic over and his audio interface, and we'd just start BSing into his mic. And then about a month later, he went to Guitar Center with me, and I bought a mic myself, and we downloaded Audacity and actually started recording. And then it was still just for fun for a long time, for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, that's right.
We probably just record every weekend. He'd come over, we'd be drinking, and we'd sometimes have 5 people in here sharing 2 mics.
Yeah.
You know, the sound quality was terrible, but we'd be recording for a couple hours, and we didn't even have a name at that point, and none of that material was ever released, or we never made anything of it. Some of it was good.
Some was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, most of it's just, like I said, just
Banter.
BSing. Yeah, banter. And then we got more serious about it. We decided we were gonna come up with a feed and get our stuff on the internet, put together episodes.
That's when I started coming in.
Well,
I didn't do it in the beginning.
Initially, it was just still just me and TJ, and then we obviously knew we were gonna have to come up with a name of which we couldn't agree on anything. Everything TJ suggested, I was like, no, I don't like it. Everything I suggested, he didn't like it.
Yeah.
And
we did like a group text, like a poll, huh?
Yeah,
that's how we decided
Nice.
we were gonna do it. He came up with 3 names, I came up with 3 names, and we created a group text with some friends and just put them all out there and kind of took like a vote, see what people liked the best. I think what I came up with was Undoctrination. And people did like that. TJ wanted to change it to Undoctrinated, which probably is better, you know. So that's how it came to be. And then I think it was at the end of last summer, we started releasing episodes.
Okay.
We got a Libsyn account. That's our publisher.
Oh, nice.
And they put our stuff out there on Google, iTunes, Spotify, or basically on every single podcatcher you can find out there. I haven't heard of any podcatchers we're not found on yet.
Okay. That's good.
So if you're listening to this right now, go ahead and subscribe to us on whatever platform you're getting your podcast from. Undoctrinated. Sound it out. It's not hard to spell. But we're basically like sports, entertainment, and politics.
Nice.
You know,
It's all over the place.
Yeah, it's real guest dependent. So today this is going to be like an entertainment episode. You know.
Cool.
So, but we're both into sports, so we get down on sports a lot. There's a lot of sports just interwoven into every episode. Like when we interviewed Bruce Jingles, we were talking about the Lakers for a while because he's a Laker fan. We both like the Lakers.
Okay.
And then politics, you know, that's something I like to talk about, and sometimes we have guests on that like to talk about it too. TJ gets down on politics every once in a while. But yeah. That's more my wheelhouse. TJ is more about
the entertainment
and sports. The show must go on, you know. So Natalie helped me out. In fact, we were thinking about starting a separate podcast because she kept begging me to come on Undoctrinated, but I wasn't.
Right.
You weren't letting me.
I wasn't letting her on.
Yeah.
So we were gonna start our own show, and then we were going through the whole process of getting another podcast up and running. And I was thinking she was working so hard on it, and I was just really impressed by her work ethic and her dedication to actually wanting to be on a podcast. So I was like, fuck it.
Cool.
I changed my mind on having her on this show. So it's worked out better, and she's been, you know, a great addition to it as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. It's funny because you talk about the first couple episodes you didn't like or didn't work, right? The same thing for me.
Yeah.
We shot probably a couple of hours, and I used the sound, but I didn't like the shots or the lighting or anything. So same thing on my end when it comes to that.
Our biggest issue has been audio quality, and still that's an issue for us today. It's mainly because of our equipment, but also my inexperience in doing sound checks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's getting better. I think every episode it gets better, but when we have 4 mics set up, it's so hard to get each one of them dialed into the same level.
Yeah. You'll probably be a little off from ours, your guys' mic, so just
because we're sharing.
Because you're sharing, so I'm going to have to play with that.
Okay.
Do what I can.
Not a big deal. It'll be more consistent with what we've been doing. It'll be
Yeah.
If we had another mic, it'd be awesome.
No shit.
But it's all good. We'll get it. We'll do it another time.
We do need to invest in a couple more.
Yeah, eventually. We do have more than 4 people on often, so we might as well
get a couple
eventually
extras,
upgrade to support 6 or whatever.
Do it like a Drink Champs or something like that. You fill out the room, pack it out.
How long have you been doing your podcast?
Man, I started, I don't know if it was December.
Yeah, I think it was December. No, maybe before December. No, might have been December.
Might have been. I went out of town for that, 6 weeks, however long it was, so that was a hiccup there. But I think it was, I want to say, it was when, no, you know what, whenever Halloween came out, because I remember I ripped it.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
Like
right after that. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks after that.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Man.
Okay. So that was like November then, wasn't it?
Could have, it could have been October even, huh? Maybe it came out in October. So,
well, was Halloween released on Halloween?
No,
they release it before usually.
Yeah, it's like on the 19th. So so it was the 19th, and I didn't see it till probably the week after.
No, I think so. 2 weeks after, because they were talking about it.
Maybe
and
2.
They didn't want to spoil it. They didn't. That's why we had to do the following
that's right.
podcast after that. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So maybe it was November was the first one then. Maybe that's what it was. And then I took off all of December to go work. That's what it was. So yeah, November was the first one.
Yeah. Your podcast is really good, man. The production value or the quality of the production is really really high.
Thank you.
Yeah, and your studio is impressive. Obviously, I envy the audio quality, and then the video aspect of it is something really cool. It's worth watching for everybody.
I think audio is on everything. Is probably. I don't know. It's arguably more important than video. I mean, if I would say so. Right? I mean, if you see a beautifully shot movie, right, and the audio is jacked up, you're probably not going to watch it. However, the other way around, if you got good audio and say a crappy video, you're more prone to listen. At least
that's
in
true.
my experiences. In my experience,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I try to key in on the audio. Audio is very, very important, man.
Yeah, when you're shooting a film, how do you manage the audio for that? Do you use boom mics, or do you mic up each individual?
No, well, I used to, like when I shot one on the lake at Lake Elsinore back in 08 or 07 or something. And back then, during that time, I would just use mics. I would just use mics and just deal with wind and try to just cut in and out. But for Gray and a lot of the stuff after, I voice over. I'll bring it back in and voice over. I'll delete.
Oh wow.
I delete the whole atmosphere. I for Playset, everything you saw outside, everything you heard was stuff I flew in, from her stepping on the rock to the wind to the birds to whatever.
So you like add all those elements
later.
Okay.
So none of that sound, even for boot camp, well, most of boot camp, all that's added later because I can control it. It's hard to do. It's tedious, but it makes for a better sound. You know what I mean?
Even like the dialogue in Gray, that was all done in like a.
Most of the stuff in the woods was, yes.
Wow.
Do you bring those people into your podcast studio to
No, I take my laptop to a room, be it, well, none of it, that particularly was at my house. Took it to Phil's house, the guy who wrote Gray, and I'll put a laptop in there. And we did that at your studio last week. Took my laptop or an iPad, and I'll bring the scenes to him. And I'll just keep going.
That is so cool.
4 or 5 times. Try to do it. Pause. Try to do it. Okay, do it. It doesn't matter if you mess up. Just 5 more times.
It sounds like it was just all done there. Like
yeah,
it's,
and
like
it wouldn't sound like that otherwise.
Wow.
You know. So
is that how they commonly do it with movies?
I know.
Probably.
Back in the days, most of it is done ADR. So because you're dealing with too many things. You know, you're dealing with
the elements can be crazy.
Yeah, like we were shooting Knuckles. Remember?
Yeah.
So we mic'd the car, which would have been great. You know, on paper, right? Okay, you're in a car, but now you got the neighbors with kids running around, right? Trash cans.
Saturday morning.
To cars.
Right.
To airplanes. So I'd rather not do it because it's a pain in the ass to ADR. It really is. It's just a pain, but if you get it done right, it sounds so much better. Everything.
What does ADR stand for?
I've heard it's audio dialogue recording. I've heard audio dub. I've heard different things. Okay. Audio digital. I mean, but to me, ADR is just voiceover pretty much. So, and that's, like Hitchcock would hate going to shoot out on streets because, like the car lot scene when she sells the car in Psycho, they had to go down there on I think that was Lancashire at that car lot there, but they had to go down there and he hated to do that because he had to bring Janet Leigh in to overdub all that shit. He'd rather shoot on a studio because you can control the sound and you can keep, like in Playset, the dialogue between the mom and the daughter, that was all practical. That was what they said there because we were able to control that, in the kitchen to the patio. Luckily, we were able to control that. But
right.
Everything else, even when the mom goes outside and says, where are you at? That's all ADR.
It stands for automated dialogue replacement.
There you go. That's another one. I've heard a couple of them.
Huh.
So automated dialogue replacement. Perfect. That's what it is. So to me, that's the best way to do it. You wouldn't want to do it for something like this because there's too much dialogue. You'd never be able to. Never. It wouldn't even be worth it. Might as well reshoot it.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
We also don't have lines on the show.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, what's your process for casting?
Casting, what did I used to just get like friends or way back in the day. But then that progressed into LA Casting online.
Yeah, we use LA Casting once.
LA Casting, you say, hey, I want a tall white dude with long hair. And then you'll get like pages and pages, right?
Huh.
But in the age we're in now for Playset, I found Kristen Salmon's on, the one that played the mom, on YouTube on a reel. Wow. A lot of actors and actresses put up their stuff on YouTube. So I just, LA acting reels, and you just go through that. Take the time to go through all of it and make notes. Okay, let me reach out to this person, that person.
How cool.
Do you ever do auditions?
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that a few times. For the original Gray, we did it, and we did it on another one that it never came to fruition. And that's fun. They come in, and but it's so much easier now to just do it online. Mm-hmm. Send me a reel. Send me something, please. And then you can just base it on that. And the little girl's my niece in Playset. And that was her. She wanted to act, and that was her first run. So
she did super good.
Yeah, she was good. It was a late night, That was about 6-7 hours.
Oh wow!
To get that, 5 minutes or whatever it was.
What's the last project you worked on?
Well, the last one that I completed was Playset.
Okay.
So now, man, we've
done Knuckles. That's the one I wrote. That one's pretty much done, right? And then we've had a cop documentary.
Yeah, we got Black Police Officers documentary, which actually the guy that played in Gray is a retired police officer.
Oh wow!
Gray. So he'd been wanting to do a project of let's take black officers now, and see what it's like for these officers to be right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
You're a sellout to you're just doing your job. To, you know what I mean? So I want to hear that, and I want to keep it fair. You know what I mean? So we already have six?
Six interviews.
So we're working
on that. That's awesome.
Wow, that is so cool.
Because they get a lot of you're a fucking sellout and this and that.
Yeah.
They're just trying to do the job. You know what I mean? So I think that's an interesting aspect to.
It's cool. I think it's good, especially the stories we got, because some of the stories are pretty impressive. Like I was just listening to them, or or how the day in work, or like my dad was a police officer, so my dad tells a story about the Rodney King night, how he's supposed to work that night, and
oh my gosh,
he's going through the whole thing, whatever. He's supposed to be at that literally the era that was the area he's supposed to work with. So it's kind of interesting to hear him talk about the stories and the perspective of it, because sometimes I'm thinking this perspective of what he's going to say compared to what he said. It was like, oh wow, that's not what I was expecting him to say. So it's kind of, I think it's going to be a good look. I think it's going to be just the stories alone.
Yeah,
for sure. That's super cool.
Mm-hmm. And then Knuckles, I thought I was going to have to convince Mike to do Knuckles. So like I said, I had a whole big spill. I had a big speech. I was like, all right, I got this story in my mind. Knuckles is a story about, I'll just give a little backstory. Have you ever had somebody like borrows $5 from you get food or buy them a beer or something, whatever, and then like a couple weeks later you're like, hey, you got $5, they don't have it. So we used to make up a story back in the days, like, I'm gonna send Knuckles to your house to go get the money. So that's what we're doing. So Knuckles is basically the strong man. So I pitched it to Mike. I was like, yo, I want to do a movie about basically the day in life of the strong man. You know, like you always get the boss, hey, I need this, whatever, but you never get the guy that's gotta go actually collect. So we kind of did a story on that one, and
like a Big U or a Mob James in real life.
Yeah. Kind of is. But it's a little.
Or Debo.
It's a little bit more. Well, because the thing with Knuckles is our story back when we were coming up as I was a youngster or whatever. But it was like Knuckles didn't talk in the sense when you saw Knuckles, you already knew what it was. You're gonna catch hands. And you can give up money. Yeah, you're gonna catch hands, you get money, you can give up the money or whatever. So I thought it was cool. Like I said, I was ready to all pitch out there because it's a weird story. I was like, it's kind of a weird story. I don't know, whatever. But the way he shot it, and when we're looking at some of the stuff, and I was like, man, this is actually kind of a cool whatever. And I like to watch him work too, because I'm trying to be, so I'm learning my filmmaking. I can do a little bit of writing, but I'm learning my film. I like to watch and see how he puts it all together. Like it's crazy. Like I could write a concept or I can see the whole movie in my head. Say I write a whole movie in my head. And then Mike puts the whole movie out in like visual, where it's like exactly what I thought. I'm like, that's crazy to me. So I like watching and seeing the process of how we get from paper to video or paper to film, or you know what I mean. That's kind of interesting.
Do you do any acting, Brian?
I have. Well, in the Under the Underground, I had to act because it's me and my cousin's song or whatever. So it's kind of like you said, the Michael Jackson long extended video. Mm-hmm. So, but my way around that was not writing ourselves very many lines and putting actors around us. So if you look at Under the Underground, there's a lot of actors doing a lot of stuff around there. If you leave them at my cousin, we very rarely talk in the movie. So I let them do it or whatever, so we didn't ruin it too much. I was like, we don't act, and we just need to be the rappers here or whatever. We kind of look. Whatever.
I respect the hell out of that.
I just mostly wrote all the actors around. I let them do their thing, and me and my cousin just say some words here, and then we rap every now and again. That's about it. But I like the. I like the story part of it. Like I really like building stories. Even he showed me a short what you and Urge did, whatever. Man, it's been on my mind ever since. Just seeing the little still they did, it's been on my mind of how to write it ever since. Like I like the story portion. That just for me to write something down or even write a story and to watch us put it all together, all the people to come together, like put everything together. That's incredible to me. It's like, man, that's the process I like to do. So I don't know if I can act too much. I don't know.
So I feel the same way, man.
So Knuckle and this Cop Doctor are two projects you're currently working on?
Yeah, currently, those two. The Cop Doc we started in end of 2017, and that's going to be I was telling Brian I've got to get to it now because I got to start editing now.
Are you guys done shooting that?
Well, we have because I have to get some drone stuff. I've got to get some LA shots, but we're almost done with the interviews.
Are you going to try and do any, or have you done any ride-alongs for that?
I've done Highway Patrol, and then I've done San Bernardino.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is so cool.
Back in the day, and I went with my buddy of mine, actually the guy that played in Gray. So, and I don't know if you guys saw that shooting the other day where the guy shot at the lady police officer.
No,
I didn't see that.
Huge. Look that up when you can. She goes up to the door, man, and her body cam's on, and this cat's on the driver's side, and she's like, let me roll down the window, and the guy's like, he says something in Spanish. This guy goes like this, and you can see it shoots at her face, right?
Oh my gosh!
So she was calm, and she backed off, ran to the other side, and put 15 in the car, man.
Dang.
And yeah, she was calm, and man, that was crazy. So that's why I wanted to get black officers to tell me, man, what they think.
And I agree. How they
see different sides.
How they gave their reasons too. Like they're talking about, whatever, but they're talking about coming from the 80s when people were like on hardcore drugs and weren't able to be detained easily, and then all of a sudden taking restrictions away where you can't do certain things. So they're like, all of a sudden you have to get more physical. The stories are interesting to me. It's like it's really interesting to hear their take on it.
So it's gonna see. I'm gonna enter that into some festivals, and that just needs a lot of work.
How long do you anticipate that one's gonna be?
It's got to go over an hour.
Yeah,
it has to. I think because I'm gonna do some reenactments. Not so much acting with dialogue, but some
like the crime drama or the things you see on TV.
Yeah, but I don't want it corny like some of those can be.
Way too corny.
Right. So what I'm gonna do is just try to put my little touch on it and see if I can make it how I'm envisioning it.
I have faith you'll be able to do it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, I'll keep you guys posted on all that.
So which film, and you can include the ones you're currently working on, did you have, what was the most enjoyable experience for you?
Shooting wise, The most enjoyable, man. The most enjoyable shooting wise would probably be boot camp. Under the Underground was another one. I don't know. I just felt different shooting those. I don't know what it was.
Because they're in his wheelhouse, like I said.
I think, yeah.
Do you like doing music videos the most, or?
I prefer music videos if you can make some type of substance outside of the song,
like a statement almost.
Well, just that you can build on it, more of a foundation than just the song. Nothing against the song, but I think there's so much around it. So I like to make stories out of that. I think that's...
Yeah, because even when we were talking about doing our Underground, the music died for this. We were like, well, we don't want to... Like, the normal videos stand in front of the cars or whatever, We want
I hate that stuff.
Yeah, like, and sitting in the street with all the homies in the back chilling, whatever.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah,
no, for real.
Yeah, but we wanted to... That's what we decided.
We wanted to do something different.
We wanted to take it a little bit, like, sinister. So, like, even the story themselves is sinister. You can't rap anymore. They're shooting you down for rapping, doing any type of hip-hop type of stuff. So it was kind of like, we can bring a whole story into this type of whatever, and that's where the short story spun out.
Yeah, let me reiterate why I hate that. It's not the idea of it. It's so saturated
with that.
100%.
And especially for low budget guys, no budget guys like us, it's
the cop out.
Well, and it's oversaturated probably because you have no other choice, right? On its face, you're like, well, we got to just stand here and shoot. And I get that if you can't go to the top of a building and shoot. I get that, but I think the challenge for me is to not do that.
Right.
To not do that. Let's do something else. You know what I mean? And
that seems like the easy way.
Well, it depends. I mean, I agree with that as far as what you said, but there are some. It's definitely oversaturated, so I agree with that. But 2 or 3 more than that, but probably I can think of 2 or 3 videos offhand that did that excellently to a T. Like the Pusha T Exodus 23-1 video, the Bobby Schmurder, the Hot N-word video, like, and just having all the homies. It helps when there's a dance in the video and they pack it out. Like
if you give it a reason, right?
Yeah, right.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine.
That's true. And the dances are super hot right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I should come up with a dance.
It can work if you
do it right. But so many do it wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Like insert shots. I hate doing those. Those are like, let me show that you have a phone. So let me do a close up of the phone, and I try to make a shot out of it. So maybe I have you go like this, and then bring it down, and then I'll pan it down.
That's word.
And that kind of goes to what you're saying about those type of shots and videos. If there's a purpose, I'm okay with it. If there's not, I'm not. That's just my opinion.
Well, it can definitely be cheap, and it can be like, really, you took no budget, especially if the song's not good too, and the video doesn't like sync up with the song, and it's just you and the homeboys. It's like I've seen this 1,000 times.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of like I like the storytelling aspect of it, because a lot of times that like storytelling is fun to it, and especially if you can create it to the song or whatever. So even like when I wrote my last album, I did a lot of storytelling elements to it on the actual thought of doing visuals to it. You know what I mean?
That's dope, man.
I was like, we could do it this way, or we can kind of go this whatever. So I already kind of thought about whatever, because I like the storytelling, or just like I said, just some of that like mini movies. We kind of basically make mini movies out of a whole music video. That's kind of cool to me. It's like, okay, because you got to watch 15 minutes before, or 13 minutes of the short story before you get to the whatever. But like I told you, like I said with Mike, I'm always trying to break everything down. So even though we shoot a short film, I actually shoot a music video. I want to shoot a little something. Everything that we can do, I try to pull as much out of that project as possible. And I'm trying to pull everything I can to get something out. Even if you don't might like the music video, you might like the Instagram video, or you might like
right.
So you never know. I'm always trying to pull as much as I can. I ask Mike, I'm always like, hey, we do a little bit of this. Can we add this video to it? Can we do, I'm always trying to see what we can tweak out of all that. Because we go days and days on shooting, it's like, man, there's so much footage on there. We can use it to monetize it somewhere else, you know what I mean? Or at least do something, whatever.
It's a whole bunch of like avenues.
Yeah.
One thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So manahatamovies.com. That's the website, right?
Correct. Yes.
And how did that come about? What's with the name? And that's the name of your production company, right?
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah, pretty much. And that came from Manhattan when the Indians first rolled up to the island of Manhattan. That's what they called it, Mannahatta, which means land of rolling hills. Because back then it was just a bunch of hills and dirt and things, and thought it sounded cool instead of Manhattan. So I just took that No other reason, really.
Yeah.
You know. So
Respect, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you're doing with that. I like the logo too. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, a friend of mine did that.
That's nice. It's got the on the beginning of the films. It's got the thunder and the lightning behind the bridge. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
touch.
That's the Manhattan Bridge. I took that picture. My favorite bridge, nice, pretty blue to it. And then a buddy of mine put the effects to that with the rain and did whatever he did. It's old. I need to get it redone, but it's old. It's probably over 10 years old. That actual
Oh, wow.
logo movement there. So
Yeah, that's nice. You've traveled a lot to some sites of a lot of the famous movie sets, right?
yeah, man, I have a lot of them on my Instagram.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, I love doing that, man. To go there and try to match up the scene as best you can.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I remember
stand,
from your Instagram pages.
Yeah.
You put it you've got it on the same photo as like the actual scene from the movie, right?
Yeah, I'll try to match it.
Oh,
And,
cool.
you know, 40 years later, whatever it is, it's going to be different. But,
Right.
but as long as you say, oh, man, this is where De Niro stood, you know, to me,
That's
Michael
awesome.
Myers stood right here. Nick Castle that played him in the original. I love stuff like that, man.
Yeah. What are some of the other sets you've been to?
They're
They're not sets, they're just sites, right?
Right. I recently went, when I was in New York last November, I went to a stoop in Manhattan where Harvey Keitel and De Niro stood in Taxi Driver. Keanu Reeves in John Wick 2 at Central Park.
Oh, wow.
Keanu Reeves in Point Break at Neptune's Net in Malibu,
How cool.
as well as Fast and Furious at Neptune's Net in Malibu. I mean, it goes on and on. Heat for the armored car scene, been there. I'd have to sit here and think, but most of the Halloween stuff in Pasadena, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis's house or the little pillar she sat on, where Michael Myers hid behind the bush. I mean, just nerd stuff I love doing, you know.
Yeah. I assume you know that some of the I guess it was Fast and the Furious. Some of that was filmed in Hemet
Which
on Dominagoni Parkway.
really?
Yeah,
which
in
one?
the
I
first
didn't know
movie.
that.
Yeah,
Just
in the
the first
first
one, I
movie,
think.
Yeah.
it's one of the last scenes where they're trying to jack that semi truck.
Yeah.
And they've got the 3 black Civics, I think.
Yeah.
And they're like racing down that like empty road. That's Dominagoni Parkway.
No.
Whereabouts is it? Before State? Or well,
It's
it ends there. but
yeah, it's between. I'm pretty sure most of it is in between State and Sanderson.
Mm-hmm.
Heading what east? Because we
That'd
drive.
be
I
down-
think it
I'm not
was.
sure
It
which-
looked like it was.
I'm not
heading
sure
east.
which
No shit,
direction
I
they
didn't
were
know that.
going in, but I remember driving
That's an
through
easy
there
question.
when they had the set. Like I had a bunch of the cars parked out there,
Yeah.
and when I drove by, my dad told me they were filming a movie out
You
there.
can tell which direction they were going based on if the mountain was
Oh, yeah,
in the
that's right.
background.
I don't remember
So
off the top
if
of
they
my head,
were-
but yeah, you can
if-
see the mountains in the.
Yeah, I
in
think
the
they were
background.
going east. Like you could see
Wow,
like
man.
Idlewild and
We
stuff.
drive that damn near every
Yeah.
day for work. I did not know that.
Crazy.
That's another set of movies where like Fast and the Furious, like when the first one came out, I'm like, these are corny.
Yeah.
I love them now.
Yeah.
Them all. Well, I don't like. I guess was it the second one? One of them I don't really like, but the rest.
Did
of
you
them I
like
love.
Tokyo Drift?
No, is that 3?
I have.
Bow Wow. You get
Yeah,
Bow
that
Wow.
was-
Yeah, I didn't like
I don't know.
that. Was too
Bow
much for
Wow's
me.
drifting,
But
out there hustling.
I love how corny. Yeah, I don't know. I love them now. I love watching them. And like me and my brother say, they're like some of the lines are just so bad, but they're just awesome. Some of the stuff they say, but I don't know. I'll watch them. I'll keep watching them.
That's cool. And you've been to the Jaws site for some of that movie?
Yeah, man. I went last September, man. Martha's Vineyard
Oh,
Where's that at?
wow.
in Boston. Well,
far.
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, dude, that was, man, I got pictures of all that too, where I got to ride, for those who are familiar with the movie, the ferry, where they took the car across the water. Chief Brody's house. I went to the city hall. I mean, all that's on the Instagram, but it's man, that was probably my favorite. And the Chappaquiddick Bridge, where Ted Kennedy went off
Oh, wow.
with the lady and killed her. That's all right there too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Do they actually have sharks there?
I don't know. I heard they do.
I mean,
Maybe
it's
out.
part of the ocean.
That's
so I
where
assume
Jaws
it's
is from,
possible, but
okay?
Yeah.
it seems like it's a cold,
Yeah.
cold
Yeah,
water.
I'm not
so.
sure how realistic that would be, but yeah, that was
and
incredible.
then one important thing I had to talk about was one of my favorite horror films, and probably the one that scared me the most ever was The Exorcist.
Oh yeah,
right.
And I saw something really disturbing on your YouTube channel last night. Luckily, she had gone to bed already because she would
I was
have
so
been
tired.
freaked out by it.
Yeah.
But what's up with Olga?
Oh, Olga, that was
I'm
Is
gonna
that
have to
that
watch
doll?
it now.
No, that was a project. My buddy, it was his idea to do, just a found footage project. And
so you guys didn't film that?
Yeah, we did it, but it's all like it's almost like we try to make it like it was found footage, like if somebody was really filming that.
Super realistic.
Yeah, it was like if someone in the family filmed it, So this was probably 10 years ago. Yeah.
Dude, that was really good.
We did that. Yeah, she was like possessed, and her sister went and got the priest, and that whole bit. But yeah, that was all staged and.
Wow, yeah. I was impressed with that. That was really scary, man.
Yeah. I think by yourself, it can be...
Did you come to bed right after that?
Like, in the dark watching that. That was pretty, like, right before I went to bed. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
No wonder why you had the lights on in the room when you went to bed. I'm like, what are these lights? Turn them off. I'm trying to sleep.
I sleep with the lights on now.
At all hours.
Yeah, Olga, that's right. From my buddy Fernando, that was his idea, and we just went and shot it, and I think it was 30 minutes, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was divided up into 3 parts, or at least that's how I watched it. Mm-hmm. I think that's how it's presented on your YouTube channel.
I don't know if you remember the part where she's outside walking in the backyard.
Yeah.
And they call her. Well, I shot all that backwards and ran it forward.
Dope.
So she looks weirder, something about it when she's walking forward. You know what I mean? So I had her actually do it back, then I ran everything forward. So
trippy.
Slowly, you know what I mean?
So, yeah.
That's cool, yeah. That freaked me out, man.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
Yeah, definitely.
So, on Jaws, on the topic of that, just briefly to get back to what we were talking about.
Sure.
The part that they were filming with the robotic shark in the Orange County area or wherever they did the bay thing, and the shark on like the first or second day of filming sank to the bottom of it, and then Steven Spielberg had to like figure out how to make it scary without showing the shark for most of the movie, so they used barrels and shit while they could rectify that situation.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty incredible because he had to change the whole way he was going to do that movie because it was going to be more of the shark, but then you don't see the shark till the end.
Right, and that luckily, like you said, because it didn't work, they had to go with what they had. And he's brilliant with that. The scene where the fishermen go and try to catch him, right?
Yeah.
And all you see is the broken barge. I got chills right now just thinking about it. You don't see the shark. You just know when that barge is coming over and then barrels are there, right? The shark's there. And the less is more to me. The less you see. And
it lets your mind wander more.
Right.
And think all sorts of things.
Exactly. Like you said, when you look into the backyard there and you don't know. It could be anything. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're going for all out gore, then you're going to want to see blood and guts and all that. But
Sure.
Want to get into a hip hop discussion?
Yeah, let's do it.
He said, "Yeah, let's do it, huh?"
Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's start with you, Brian. So you've got yourself a hip hop project, right?
Yeah, I've been doing hip hop for quite a bit now. About I won't date myself. We've been doing for a few years now. Got about 4 or 5 albums out. Me and my cousin rap together. We do a lot of solo stuff. We try to incorporate. Now we're not necessarily trying to put music into. We are putting music in CDs, but we're trying to put our music into stuff where you don't notice you're listening to our music, but you're listening to our music. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why our new direction is. Yeah, but I mean, I love hip hop. I've been a hip hop fan since I can remember. It's like the first music that actually spoke to me, connected to me. Like as a youngster, I remember them shutting down the blocks in LA. I grew up in LA. They would shut down the blocks and break out cardboard, and you see a pop lockers doing their pop lock thing and MCs doing out there, spitting their thing, DJ spinning. So it's always had that type of effect to me, like just growing up, remembering like the OGs out there doing their thing and kind of whatever. It's like, oh man, I actually want to be a b-boy, but I can't b-boy, so I started rhyming instead. But I actually really wanted to be a b-boy.
That's cool.
Yeah. What's b-boy?
Like the break dancers, spin on the head, hands, like flare type, like pop lockers. Pop and locking's 2 different things. I found that out. I thought it was pop locking so long until I met poppers and lockers, but it's like the dance style, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
So are you a fan of like 2 Live Crew and stuff like that as far as like the call and response as far as an MC, or not as much?
No, Luke is super dope because he was super independent back in the day before we knew what independent was. But I mean, to be honest with you, like 2 Live Crew showed me I went from like boy to manhood. I don't know if whatever. Like, I was watching 2 Live Crew videos, like what? Like, oh, man, I ain't know. Wow. I mean, completely changed my little mind from like, I'm supposed to be this little innocent kid to I want to see big booty hoes bump with it, whatever. So 2 Live Crew was definitely instrumental in my life as far as music or whatever. Because like I said, they were you know, that bass, that 808, that heavy bass, that you know, you can feel it when you listen to it. So
absolutely, when it's like
rocking. You feel the music. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it just like goes right through. As far as performing and stuff, you said you like to perform with your cousin, and you guys got DJ too?
No, that's one thing I want to do. I do love performing with my cousin. That's one of my favorite things about performing. I like performing. I just don't like going. It's crazy. Like, I'd be sitting in my house chilling. Like, I don't want to do anything. But once you get there, everything's good. I just don't whatever. But I really enjoy performing mostly because I get to hang out with my cousin. My cousin's a little bit younger than me, but it's kind of like my brother. It's not even like a cousin. Though. But it's crazy because we've gone so many different states and places that it's kind of cool to be out just hanging out, vibing with them, eating food or whatever, or, you know, just, you know, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And just hanging out when we just, you know, when me and my cousin been performing so long that we know each other's parts and we can drop down.
That's
like
awesome.
We were talking before off camera. It was like, you know, one of the things I see a lot of rappers do is rap over their song.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin don't do that. So.
I don't mind it for the hook so much,
right.
if you've got like a really like hard to do hook or just a banger, but over the verses, I hate that shit.
Yeah, I just don't know how they do it.
It's just annoying to me.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. Like, I can't match my voice while I was in the background. Like, it's going to mess with me the whole time hearing myself.
Well, you also know, like, from recording hip-hop, how, you know, when they do parts of emphasis, Jay-Z does it all the time, you know. He'll do, like, the first 3/4 of, like, you know, the first 3 bars, just one voice, and then the 4th bar will add in the echo. That's what it's like, but the whole song, it's annoying. And it's like they're just doing the little echo part on stage. It's like,
sometimes I've seen. I mean, I'm not down at the MCs that do their thing. You do your thing, you get the crowd doing your whatever. But I've seen MCs literally forget their rhymes, put the mic down, and you can't even tell. Like, it's just whatever. They'll remember, come back in, and jump back in or whatever. So, and you can tell when you can look at when I'm rhyming. You can tell because I mess up or whatever. My cousin's like.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, my bad, you know. Yeah, he's looking at whatever, mic down, just staring like, man, you done messed up, you know, like, all right.
As far as 2018, a year in review of hip hop, what were you really like feeling last year?
Last year was a good year of hip hop music,
agree.
man. I know everybody's gonna say the Cardi B, but Cardi B's album was
good. Not everybody going to say the Cardi B.
No, her
Bodega.
Yeah, her Bodega.
I've got no problem with her. I like her.
Album was big, but as far as
not
like
compared to those other 3.
The Pusha T album was dope. Nipsey Hussle album was incredible, man.
I was at that show
Nipsey
too.
Hussle. I could listen to that album over and over. That album was whatever.
Oh man,
I was really into the battle rap that's happening last, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm loving the battle rap coming back.
So what do you think the most important battle was last year? I would say the Pusha T and Drake beef between Duppy Freestyle and the Story of Adidon. I think that was the biggest.
Yeah. No, that was the biggest thing because you know, I honestly, I got to be honest, I haven't listened to a lot of Drake before, but I'm listening to a lot of them now. I'm not saying that like his style is just. I've been listening to a lot of underground. I've been doing a lot of tours with people and whatever, so I just listen to their music instead. But I've been listening. He's all over the place, whatever. But I knew the Infrared off of the Pusha T album, and then I thought it was dope that the Duppy came out so quick. I like that in battle rap too. I know people a lot of saying that you need time. I hate that. Don't make me wait 6 months for a battle rap song. Yeah, give me 2 days, 3 days, or otherwise I'm not interested. But I thought the Duppy freestyle was dope. But then,
it was. Other than it mostly wasn't Kanye and Pusha was the one that dissed him.
Yeah, that's true. But
there were subs all over Push's album. Everybody only talks about Infrared.
Right.
Nobody talks about before Drake and Meek Mill had made peace later in the year that the title of the song with Kanye, What Would Meek Do? Because Meek was the one who had previously lost the battle to Drake. That was a direct reference of how do you respond. There was a lot of subtle games being played beforehand that people weren't picking up on. That I was like, I didn't know who he was talking to at first until Infrared.
Yeah,
and then it's like,
well, they've been battling back and forth for a long time.
Exodus 23-1. Well, yeah, that goes back to Birdman beefing with Clips and Malice back in the day. Just the Clips.
So that beef is long, whatever. But
2002.
Man, Pusha T ended that real fast.
Oh yeah,
he's like real quick.
The Joyner Lucas.
That's
my guy, man.
I like Joyner. He killed it with Eminem. I don't know what's going on with him and the Tory Lanez beef though.
No.
I thought he got Tory, but then you
thought Tory Lanez got Joyner.
Yeah, it was a good response.
It
was a hell of a response. So I can't. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if Joyner Lucas took it as serious as maybe whatever. Because he came, it looked like he didn't come as full as he's trying to look as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I like Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez wasn't messing around. Tory Lanez is out here doing his thing, man.
That song Joyner Lucas did with Eminem last year was sick. Yeah. What was your least favorite rap?
Least favorite rap
song? No, not song, but beef of last year.
Least favorite beef.
Probably Eminem
and Machine Gun Kelly. I thought that one was the worst too. I thought that was a waste of time. Me too.
Machine Gun Kelly got his shit off. I was not. All right, so Eminem drops the kamikaze. He talking about everybody on the planet, and I'm waiting for somebody to respond. And I see the MGK. I'm like, MGK? Like I wasn't expecting him. I knew he whatever, but I wasn't expecting to respond. I pushed play on that song, and my jaw was like, "What? Like, damn! Like I now the response. I forgot the rebuttal. The name of the rebuttal.
Kill shot.
That's now. It was dope because it was super
so many
complicated.
subs.
Yeah, super complicated. So you're not gonna whatever.
Yeah.
But for battle rap, I don't want to think too much. You know what I'm saying? I really want you to go out there and just cut my man's head off. That's what I thought. MGK. I thought he came out there like, all right, I'm coming with these shots, whatever, and and then I might have to go back and listen to him as a bunch. Don't get me wrong, it's super dope too. I'm not gonna do whatever. It's super dope, but just as like impact, I thought MGK.
I would say MGK was better for the energy.
Yeah.
I would say Eminem's content was actually better, especially when you really start breaking down what he said. Right. He got him on like every level.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. Eminem's gonna do that. He's gonna break it down.
Sure.
On there
But I still thought it was the most ridiculous beef of last year.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man.
Oh, it's the fact of the timing of it. And Eminem had dropped the album. I forgot before that didn't do anything.
Did. Yeah.
I know it did whatever.
Revival.
Revival. The one that it didn't get as much.
Sucked.
I didn't. Yeah, I haven't listened
awful,
to.
Right?
I haven't
it was
listened
terrible.
To Eminem album.
Too many girls on it.
I haven't listened to Eminem album. Like I haven't bought a full album of Eminem since the fourth one. So after he did the Eminem, I think it was the Eminem show.
That was the third one.
Third one.
Encore was the fourth one.
Yeah, so maybe it was the third one. So when he did the Eminem show, it was dope. His bars are sick, whatever. But it was kind of the same content as the first two albums. And I was kind of like, all right, man.
It was a little more like a movie to me on that one. A little more polished, a little more Hollywood on that one. I like the first two albums.
Yeah, the first two. I was like, yo, if I hear one more song about Kim, man, I'm going to go bananas right now.
I hear you.
I know you don't like her. I know you guys are going through your thing, but I don't want to hear one more song about her.
Did you like the Relapse album since that was related to horror and like thematically it was horror all the way through?
I only listened to bits and pieces. The Royce I think the other one I had was the Royce the 5'9". The
Hell Meets or Bad Meets Evil.
Yeah, that's the one I had to do whatever because Royce is sick.
Yeah,
Royce is sick.
I think Royce is really sick right now. He was sick back then, but I think as an artist, he's really made better music as he's gotten older. Same with Pusha T. I like the older rappers,
Cocaine
man.
Out, whatever. The Push It, not Push It. Royce the 5'9".
That's Royce. Yeah, that's a good video.
That song is bananas. It's like it gives you feel whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
so many real rappers out here, man.
Yeah.
It's got nice to see real rap come back a little bit. I know the party rappers out there, and I ain't disrespecting. I know it, but I'm not disrespecting party rappers. I've been in the club with you guys, dancing my ass off to that shit. Like I ain't no joke, but it's nice to see the lyrical come back because I'm a lyrical rapper. So
Same.
It was kind of terrible, like you being a lyrical rapper dropping these lyrics in there, but it's like, nah, it's not party enough. Like yo, but I don't know how to make party records. I do, but
when it comes to battle rap, does it more often than not stay within the music, or does it spill over to social media or TMZ?
Oh no! It depends on if it's a full-fledged beef or if we're just battling right now. Because that's sport. There's a little more rules to that. But if it's beef, dude, everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
So is there kind of a difference then between like actual beef and like battle rap?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, because if somebody, I don't have had any whatever. But like if you don't like somebody and you come with the battle rap, you just saying to them. I'm saying this in a rhyme, but if I see you, we might still spar up. Whatever.
Is it?
People die over rap beefs, not over battle rap. Sure. That's the difference.
Yeah, true.
Do friends have battles?
Yeah. That's kind of what you see what Tory Lanez is doing right now. I see Tory Lanez, besides that Canadian rapper that flamed him, man, and he went over oh my god,
the Don Q.
Yeah, no,
the one before.
After there's another one that's just a random. I forgot what his name is.
You got Tory's good.
Well, Tory Lanez ran up on him.
He did. I saw that video.
Tory Lanez ran up on him, made him apologize on purpose.
Was it Famous Dex?
Yeah, I think it was Famous. No, I think Famous Dex.
Wait, Tory Lanez went up to him.
Yeah, he called him in Canada, ran up on him like, yo, you got to apologize right now for that diss track.
Yeah. But here's the thing: he had a bunch of goons with him, and this dude was by himself. So to be fair, he was caught slipping. He was way caught slipping.
Did he apologize?
But
he had to.
Right.
Yeah,
he had to. Yeah.
When he did it, he was like all out of breath and shit. They had just chased him down. So he was like, "Say sorry." And like he's like, "We good." He's like, "No."
Yeah, right.
Tory, really? Why would Tory do that? He goes pretty hard when he does his.
And the crazy thing is, it wasn't super disrespectful. It wasn't like a disrespectful.
I didn't know that.
But he did speak the truth, though.
Yeah. He was dropping some. I thought it was whack too. I thought it.
If you're gonna make somebody apologize, but you know.
Yeah, but you're going to everybody over the whole.
That's not cool, man. I didn't know anything about that.
Don Q, that was a dope record too. But what's her name? The girl's the one that got the best on out of that beef. I can't think of her name. One of them dolls chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she burned him on that. She was killing him. I was like, who's this? I love rap beef. That's the first thing. As soon as I see a diss record, I'm like, first thing in the morning, I'm like, let me listen to that real quick. It's like morning cup of coffee real quick.
Yeah. How do you feel about the most recent rap beef I can think of right now is Joe Budden, who might come out of retirement, and The Game, because The Game be talking all kinds of crazy shit.
I didn't know they had problems.
Yeah, they had problems before.
They had problems before.
I don't think Joe's coming out. I think Joe handled it how he's.
Joe made a post that looked like he might actually. I don't know. We'll see. But basically, Joe Budden's wife used to date The Game, and The Game just made sexually explicit lyrics about his wife, and then Joe responded with words, and The Game's like, yo, I'll just release the tape I got of your girl. So I mean, like that right now.
Yeah, maybe, I thought he handled his podcast or whatever.
He also, sorry to interrupt, but The Game also on that same song made explicit lyrics about
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian. Other people's wives.
It's like it wouldn't get far with the married women, basically, or the women that are getting married.
Is that a new song by Game?
It's coming out. Yeah,
the song hasn't come out. It's only been like previewed in little videos.
Did he claim he messed with Kim?
Definitely.
He was like 3 or 4 of the Kardashians, he said.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was just going and making a list, I guess. I don't know. That's what
oh my God.
That's what they say the song, whatever. He said it was like a couple. Said he implants like 2 or 3 of them in or whatever.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know what the game is always doing for shock value. Like, he's always the known rapper that kind of comes in with some of that, you know what I mean? He was like, even though it wouldn't get far, that was crazy. He's talking about the video vixens. I was like, oh, what? He's talking about all this, So I thought basically, I mean, Game's gonna do what he's doing. Dax, that's him. I think Game's gonna do what he's got to do. Dame's got, he's got crazy bars, West Coast legend. We always whatever. I don't like condone it or whatever. I wouldn't be like. I mean, I think Game's way past that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's doing it for hype because the last time in my opinion, the last time The Game really had hype was 2015 when he did the documentary 2 and the documentary 2.5, and he had everybody. He had Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West. I mean, he pulled Dr. Dre. He pulled out all the stops, and those were great. But no one's been talking about him since.
Right. Well, I just think his content, the way he delivers rhymes, the way he can whatever, he could really.
He's sick.
He can give us that that one album that's like, yo, this is the way different. Because I'm waiting for the different album from The Game. You know what I mean? I love the that he's done. I love what he's got, but I'm waiting for that one that's like. And he doesn't enter like the retrospective stuff. Even the first one, where he's talking about his sons, and he's talking to Busta Rhymes. I can't remember the name of the song.
Drunk, I think that was off LAX.
Right? Is that LAX? Okay, one of those.
Either that or Doctor's Advocate.
Well, and he's talking about. He does like those. Like, I want to see more of that when it comes to album. Like, give me a whole storyline.
He used to do that more back in the day, kind of than he does now.
But in this era, in this day and age, I'm not mad at trying to get popular.
No, and he comes out with good music. Yeah, no.
Whatever you got to do to get somebody. They say there's 8 billion videos being uploaded to YouTube and all that stuff a day. So whatever you gotta do to get some
rap beef, you gotta get some beef. We should stage a beef, Brian.
Oh my God!
Me and my cousin have an actual beef record. We have a record. We're going back. We're going as hard as
that's
whatever.
Dope.
Me and him going 8 bars, just going
8 bars. Oh man, I like back and forth raps like that. Em and Royce are sick with it.
Yeah. Styles P and Jada Kiss, another one.
Oh man, Styles P, Jada. I thought Fab and Jada did a good job too.
What's your guys' favorite music videos?
Favorite music video?
Thriller?
Runaway.
I'm gonna have to say Cream. Wu-Tang. Yeah, because it's the best.
Crash rules everything around me.
It's kind of tough though, man. There's a lot of videos I can run through my head right now.
Thriller's nice.
Yeah, Thriller's nice too. That's Michael Jackson that invented the short film.
Yeah,
that's the first time
video.
that he
so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Gotta give Michael Jackson for making that happen.
Yeah, man.
That also has that horror element to it.
Yeah.
And people still doing the dance to this day or whatever. People still out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thriller dance on. So.
There was a big jail. You ever see that? All those inmates doing that? It was like in China. They're all in orange. Yeah, man. It was pretty wild. Yeah, there was, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred guys.
Wow. Oh, wow.
In a yard doing that.
He's in a yard.
Yeah. Amazing.
I'm looking kind of like, it looks kind of crazy. Like,
yeah.
We're going to break that up real quick.
Yeah.
Thriller's dope.
I would have loved to be on that set, man.
I imagine, right?
Thriller, yeah, man.
Wonder who choreographed that.
I don't know who did it. I know John Landis directed it, but
the record?
No, the dances.
Oh,
For the video.
Look up the credits.
Oh, maybe.
No? I don't know.
I don't know if he did choreographing, or maybe he did whatever. I don't know, like on that kind of scale. Well, maybe I don't know what Mike. They said Mike used to like himself in a studio for days and days at a time, no showers, no nothing, just getting the music done. Yeah, I heard a lot of people though say that. My barber said that's how the funk was created. Like Parliament and the Funk, they would lock themselves in there for like 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's how they came up with the name the Funk, because they wouldn't leave until it's done. Yeah, that's what he said. He said literally that's how they said they couldn't because they had to get whatever. So literally,
well, those records came out great, so I don't blame them.
Yeah, Lord, I can see it because being as a musician, like I've done that where like all of a sudden I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just come back to this the next day and like completely it's gone. Like there's nothing there, or you
the
can't
energy
whatever.
gone.
Yeah, so I can see, because I don't really, whenever I record, I like to finish the whole song, that whole whatever. I don't like to come back to it or whatever, because the cadence or the tone, everything's a little bit different when I come back. Like I can't get the vocals just the same as I was the last day before. So I try to get everything done.
Now you're just preaching, man. Now I can tell them.
Yeah, I like that. I like the process sometimes. Sometimes the writing process is a little long for me because it takes me a little while to figure it out. I don't like my words to rhyme exactly how how MCs rhyme. Like like a lot of MCs, I don't know, understand whatever, but like their words rhyme at the end or at the beginning, whatever. I like to throw my stuff in the middle, all over the place. So now I'll rhyme a word here, and they won't hear me rhyme for a long time. But the last word will rhyme like 4 bars later. I'm kind of all over the place. So it's very random,
very technical.
Kind of wanted to know like what actors and actresses you're a big fan of, and if you could cast like 4 people, any of your choice, who would it be?
I'd go, well, obviously Robert De Niro for sure, Al Pacino, Christopher Walken, and I'd probably go Don Cheadle.
I like
Don Cheadle, or he's great, man.
Yeah.
Would you cast them all together in a project?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be. They'd probably kill me, because I'm doing something wrong with those guys. I would do it. Yeah. Maybe put them all in a room and have them talk out whatever's going on. I don't know, something. I'd come up with something.
You get a lot of experience with that though too. Whatever. They're gonna give you a lot of direction and point you in the right spot of those kind of caliber of actors. And like,
Philip Seymour Hoffman, before he passed, man, he would have been one of the greats.
Yeah.
God, he was incredible. It's too bad.
Yeah, he was really good.
Who do you think the best actor is right now?
Oh, right now?
Yeah. I have 2 in my head.
Who do you got?
I'd go either Leonardo DiCaprio, or Daniel Day-Lewis. That's probably who I'd go with. But
DiCaprio, he's a monster, man.
Yeah.
Both of them cats.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
What was the name of that weird movie we just watched with him? With that Bale. No, we didn't watch a movie with him.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
Michael B. Jordan's killing the game right now.
I haven't seen the new Creed 2, but I have to check it out, I guess.
Which one were you? Was it Nightcrawler?
Oh, I love Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
He's amazing in there. Have you seen Velvet Buzzsaw yet?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's a horror movie too.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
He's really good.
We just watched it the other night.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw,
I think it's on Netflix.
I think back to back we watched Velvet Buzzsaw and then we watched Stronger like 2 nights later.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
both Jake Gyllenhaal movies.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of his. I think Nightcrawler won me over on him.
That was incredible, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Did I watch that movie? Nightcrawler?
Yeah, we saw it. We watched it together.
I'm so bad. I won't remember like the title of a movie. And I'm like, I'll go to watch a movie again. I'm like, I've already watched this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so bad with titles of movies.
It's the one where he races around LA filming like accident scenes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, that's
yes. It's a real good movie.
What are your favorite movies? Like even like outside of horror.
Well, specifically, what movies? Taxi Driver ranks up there for me. I was never into, even though they're great movies, Casino.
The Godfather.
Yeah, I wasn't really never into those. I mean, they're great.
Like mob movies?
Yeah, I mean.
They're hit or miss for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was never really like, I got to watch those.
I do like Casino particularly.
Yeah, Casino was cool. I just can't.
Do you like Scarface?
Joe Pesci screaming at De Niro all the time. I just get, it's like, dude, get off my boy, I just I can't. It's hard to watch that, man. Pesci screaming at him, like, I don't know. Which one were you saying, TJ?
I said Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface. That was good, man.
Goodfellas.
Yeah, those are good.
I'm trying to get Mike to do a gangster movie, but he still needs some more convincing.
Like
so.
Italian gangster movie, or like L.A. gangster.
No, not even that.
Movie.
More of like just a crew gangster movie. Not like even necessarily. It doesn't have to be necessarily an Italian gangster movie, a black gangster movie, anything like that. Just more of like a crew style, or whatever. Yeah, crew style, or whatever, like organized type of deal. So
yeah,
working on it. We can get him there. It's in there.
Working on it.
Poltergeist is another favorite of mine.
Really?
That would be considered horror, right?
The first one. I don't know. Which one are you talking about?
The Steven Spielberg one, no?
Well, Tobe Hooper directed it, but Spielberg.
Oh, okay.
He's got his name. He's produced it, but you don't like that?
Not,
too cheesy.
Yeah.
For sure, right? But I loved it. Been to that house too, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. 4267 Roxbury in Simi Valley.
Nice.
I think it's worth that. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah. What else? Of course, Halloween, Jaws. We mentioned. What else? Aliens.
Yeah.
Love me some Aliens.
Do you consider that a horror movie?
Yeah, sci-fi horror, you know. Yeah. And if not, that's fine. It's still dark enough where
What'd you think of Pandorum?
Some sci-fi stuff is crazy.
I didn't see that.
Okay, that's one I really like. That's sci-fi horror.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Pandorum.
Did I see that movie too?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been a while since we watched that one though.
Yeah.
That's some space one, huh? Like that guy
kind of
wakes. They all are in these pods, and then he wakes up for some reason when he's not supposed to, and then he like wakes up that girl when he shouldn't have woke her up.
No, that's Passenger.
Oh.
That was a good movie though.
They both start with a P. I don't know.
No, Pandorum is like older. Well,
makes sense.
Pandorum is at least 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But Passengers came out, or Passenger. Don't know if it's pluralized or not, but
Don't know.
Is that Chris Pratt?
yeah,
I didn't see that.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It looks clean, like from like how they shot it. It looked beautiful, man. But I
Did you
didn't see it.
see Ex Machina?
No, I didn't. It looks good though.
That's one of my easily in my top 3, and possibly my favorite movie of all
That's
time.
a scary movie too, kind
A
of.
little
Well,
bit.
it can be scary.
It's most sci-fi thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. You like Tarantino?
I do.
It's my boy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his latest stuff, but
Oh man, you missed out.
yeah,
The Hateful Eight, man.
I was
Have
ready.
see that.
you like Shots?
yeah.
Yeah.
Heard it was good. I just,
And all in one
Django
room,
Unchained
like
is
you were
really
talking
good.
about, just like getting
Good
all
stuff.
those goes. Like it all takes place in one cabin.
I didn't like those Kill Bills that much though. so-
What?
No, me neither.
I like Kill Bill.
I like Kill Bill. Kill
I
Bill
don't
was
know.
First one I
hard.
thought better than the second one.
Yeah, I agree, but they were still good. David
many
Carradine
of those
killed
Kill
those
Bills.
movies. So did Uma Thurman. I mean,
Well, it's only one movie apparently. He says it's not 2 movies. It's one movie. He
it's
said.
volume 1,
Yeah,
volume
he says it's
2.
all considered one. It's in his catalog like that.
I
Oh.
like Kill Bill. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I like
Inglorious
Kill Bill.
Bastards.
I love that
one of
movie
my favorite
too.
movies.
I like
Brad
Django
Pitt, right?
Unchained.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I'm Lieutenant Aldo. You have to see that, man. If you like blood in movies, there's so
Yeah.
much gore. Oh, the scenes are great in that movie. The Bear
For
Jew.
Tarantino, there's actually not that much gore. I mean, there's a couple scenes.
Are you
here.
talking? I mean, what about the baseball bat scene?
Yeah, there's a couple scenes. And,
I just
and
close
then,
my
like,
eyes
at the
when
end.
it's too
but-
much.
And then the knife scene at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a few
I'm
scenes. but
trying not to give the
compared-
movie away.
Compared to Tarantino's other movies, I'd say it's like
Okay, yeah,
moderate.
that's fair.
as far as
It's
the
not
gore
Reservoir
goes.
Dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But,
you got anything else, TJ?
No,
Natalie?
No.
All right, you
Not
guys.
today.
You guys want to plug your stuff?
Yeah, I'll put the graphic up, but manhattanmovies.com. You can check out some of
It's
Our-
MANNA.
HATA
Okay.
movies.com. Got most of my stuff up there, and then Vimeo and YouTube, and I'll put all that up for the visuals. But yeah, MANNAHATA movies.
And it's 2S, the Horror Quarters, the podcast.
Yeah, that's the other one, 2S Horror Quarters podcast. That's where I have 4 up as of right now. So
Those are definitely worth
Yeah,
watching.
super good.
I love
thanks.
them. Yeah.
Tomorrow we're doing a 5th one with a composer that composed on Gray and Blue Room,
Oh, how cool!
Under the Underground.
That'll be good.
I want to
Yeah.
meet him actually. So let's
Yeah,
go whatever.
yeah, coming through, yeah, so-
definitely coming through. Check that out.
Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be
Brian?
fun.
You can check us out at Chaotic Styles. It's KAYATICK Styles everything. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Everything's Chaotic Styles across the board. If you're looking for underground hip hop, b-boy, DJ, MCs, graffiti artists, that's where you want to go right there. We right there. We always checking out the underground. We're looking out for the underground. We want to be known for the underground. So Chaotic Styles everywhere.
Nice.
Undoctrinated Podcast for our Instagram.
Thank you. Yeah, we are Undoctrinated. We're on just about everything, like I mentioned earlier. iTunes, Google.
Twitter is Undoctrinated1 though.
One.
Yeah, on social
On
media,
Twitter.
we're Undoctrinated1 at Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're at Undoctrinated1 on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go.
And subscribe, write a review if you have the time. Whether you like
Post
it or not.
questions.
And email us. The email address is undoctrinatedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
you
the
guys having
time.
me out. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys
thanks
so
for
much.
coming, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for setting all this up, man.
All right.